mini games isn't a very good Pokemon run comparatively. It is in the RUTL, which is a very unacceptable thing. It was not available in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but did return to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I don't see Yanmega staying in OU. But how do we fix a Pokemon like Yanmega? First of all, is that typing being. But what's so wrong about it? It's a bug and it flies. Well, I think we should give Yanmega the Dragon type. Even all the way back in Gen 4, it always found it odd that Yanmega wasn't the first bug dragon type as well. Considering that Dragonflies are literally called Dragonfly, and I know back in the day they didn't really stress the idea of a dragon type as at all. They really just restricted it down to pseudo legendaries and legendaries, essentially. But Yanmega was it still gained its evolution with ancient power. You can leave Yama bug flying because it's just a normal average day dragonfly, but Yanmega sort of been bug dragon from the start. I don't really think we should change the abilities because Speed Boost is a very great ability. Gain Blaziken Band as well. I'm surprised there isn't many more people who abuse Speed Boost. But again, Mega's typing isn't really helping. But what does changing the typing the dragon really change anything? So we go into the type calculator. Bug Flying takes 4 times against rock and 2 times against fire, electric, and ice. If we say that the bug dragon, it does have 5 weaknesses, which one of them is against the same type. And also it's now weak against fairies because fairies are introduced to counter, but even counter, fairy types are introduced to counter dragon types. But if it was back in Gen 4, Yanmega would only have 4 weaknesses. And it would be strong against fighting, ground, water, and electric. It would take neutral jabbers against fire types as well. The only problematic type that would still exist would be fairy types. Once again, every dragon type has to deal with fairy types. Rock type, you'd have to just worry about Garganacl. Dragon, you have to worry about other dragons. And ice types, well, that would be an Uber's problem because actually ice types have become more prominent, but dragons still have dealt with ice types already. And then of course fire types would be the only real counters to this Pokemon. If we go to the OUTL, Pokemon that would easily probably counter would be Ninetales or lower, other dragon types, obviously, and fairy types in the OUTL. Definitely Yanmega would be more than just an RU and will probably be banned from RU, considering that fact that Speed Boost is so broken. And then, I think we're going to make Yanmega actually broken. Give Yanmega the move Dragon Dance or the move Quiver Dance. Okay? There is no excuse that Yanmega, considering the fact that dragonflies are some of the fastest animals in the air, no excuse that Yanmega can't run those 2 moves. Okay? And you can also give it Swords Dance as well. Make it run that move as well. And it will be a better sweeper if it will be able to put down a Swords Dance or 2, use Protect, then, or substitute, put, Swords Dance down, and just go haywire, on the opponents as well. Well, this would be definitely more useful than RUTL. Probably an OU, even Ubers, if Speed Boost is really a problem. And maybe Speed Boost would need to be looked at as an ability, because Speed Boost is pretty powerful. And sometimes Pokemon complete sit with Speed Boost. Like the whole gimmick is speed, like Ninjask. Pokemon can easily counter Ninjask very easily. Considering that Ninjask is all speed, nothing else. So, a Pokemon like Ninjask, which has a terrible moveset anyways, would struggle go in as well. And the only time Ninjask has been good was in Diamond and Pearl. pull. But a speed boost to an actual good Pokemon, for example, all you have to do is look at Esparfa being banned. Esparfa was seen as a mediocre Pokemon. It was everybody thought it was gonna fall down to UU, then RU, be like a garbage Pokemon. But nope, Esparfa is now in Uber's TL. I think the same thing will probably happen to Yanmega as well. Well, well. Which means Yanmega would probably be nerfed and those two moves would be removed. But I also think Yanmega could also run Defog as well. I don't think it runs Defog in Generation 9, but I think it's definitely run Defog as a move. Okay, it used to run it, but for some reason Scarlet Violet, they took it away from Yanmega and Scarlet Violet because they really wanted to reduce the amount of Pokemon that use Defog down to a handful of good Pokemon. And that really sucks. Okay, give back Yanmega back Defog as well. Well, but I don't think Yanmega would stay in OU and where as well. But another thing with Yanmega is that it can also use Terra types as well. Well, in Gen 9, but I don't think that really matters. But I think Yanmega could definitely be, in its current state, be a Pokemon that could be like a Sparkler and then for some reason actually becomes good. But it's very unlikely that will actually happen as well, as it isn't really good in National Dex either as well. But definitely changes its typing being from Bug Flying, which is arguably a worse typing because it takes 4 times damage from Rock. It's weak to Flying, Fire, Electric, and Ice. Fire types and fire types are relatively common in the OU TL. You have, Corviknight, you have Dragonite, as well. But the problem with introducing another Dragon type is we always have a lot of Dragon types in OU. Okay, we have Garchomp, we have a lot of these Pokemon that can move down, but the Pokemon that have been viable in the past, like Roaring Moon and stuff, have fallen down. But again, Game Freak really missed the opportunity to make Yanmega truly a good competitive Pokemon and make bug types truly be a force to be reckoned with. But thankfully in Generation Raider we did get Volcarona, which did definitely did the bug types justice. Because before then, bug types were seen as just garbage outside of a few select Pokemon, which really depend on the dual typing like Scizor and Fortress. Okay, not really the bug typing. And yes, Game Freak has done great strides to make bug type Pokemon better. But at least Yanmega is better than Luxray. Yeah, Yanmega is still more viable than Luxray. That really shows you that Luxray is not a very good Pokemon at all. Despite being so good in the playthroughs, Luxray is a terrible Pokemon competitively. And maybe one day, Luxray could be fixed. But Luxray may never receive a buff. But heck, with the day that Torterra is now viable in the OUTL, I think that Yanmega should definitely receive a buff. Either giving it the Dragon typing bean would be very useful, or giving it the move Quiver Dance or Dragon Dance as well would make Yanmega be an OU monster as well. And Yanmega, unlike Ninjask, actually has well-rounded stats. Because you look at Ninjask, even like in Diamond and Pearl, Ninjask, was good in OU, but the only reason why Ninjask was good was because of Baton Pass. And Yanmega was starting to be used over Ninjask as a superior option as well. And also with heavy duty boots, Yanmega doesn't have to worry about the 4 times weak to walk as well, which is another thing about it now. But ever since Diamond Pearl, Baton Pass being banned, Ninjask has been completely garbage. So the only thing that made Ninjask even good to begin with was Baton Pass, because Ninjask has awful defense, awful special defense, awful HP, awful special attack, and they introduced a Pokemon in the same generation that is far better in every way, being banned from UU as well. But the problem with a move, I think Dragon Dance boosts the attack, or is it special? I gotta see what Dragon Dance. Okay, we just attack and speed. So yeah, Dragon Dance would be useful, but which would really be useful for the speed. Definitely. But I think Quiver Dance would make more sense because Yanmega is a special attacker and not a physical attacker. But both moves could work because they both raise Yanmega's speed. And maybe just give them both. So if you want to be weird and run a physical attack, getting Yanmega, be my guest. But Yanmega is really a special attacker. So give it Quiver Dance and Dragon Dance. And, you got yourself one of the most overpowered Pokemon as well. And if you do change the type to Dragon type, then you also remove the Rock weakness, 4 times Rock weakness from Yanmega as well. Well, and makes Rock types as 2 times weak, whereas Heavy Duty Boots could definitely handle the Rock weakness, similar to how Vocal Road handles it as well. And now with Terra, you could basically Terra into any type as well. So yeah, that's it about this video here. So yeah, Yanmega is definitely on the lower list of Pokemon that I think need buffs for Generation 4. Considering that fact that Pokemon like Luxray has never been good since the very beginning and has always been an untiered PU and NU. So yeah. At least Yanmega isn't Luxray, which doesn't even have a moveset thing for, and yeah. But Luxray is definitely, don't use Luxray. So yeah, Luxray definitely needs a buff or two, and be given good ability, probably a good ability. Actually it could keep Intimidate. It could use Intimidate, but definitely give it good moves, good ability, a better ability other than Guts and Intimidate as well, and maybe increase some of its stats as well. But yeah, that's it about this video here. Goodbye.